like to call the meeting to order. It is now 6:32. Are we good over there with, okay, Orca? Additions to the agenda. There's a completed NEMRIC contract for signature. And Rosie, did you call the state police about that vehicle?
I did.
Okay, maybe you can just fill us in on that at some point. Review of minutes. What's
There's
that?
two, we have two other things.
We have 3 items.
Oh, where are they?
So,
Review of minutes.
Liquor
Public-
licenses,
Oh, liquor licenses.
the Apex sketching software update, and
Oh,
then we
there's
have a
some-
couple offers on the route to.
Okay, all right.
We
See that
also,
now.
yeah, we also had a request from
Oh, geez.
one of the candidates, and I'm sorry to send this to you ahead of time, but one of the candidates for Washington Electric Board, we usually
Oh, right,
decide
yeah,
how we're gonna vote the town's
Yeah.
share in that, and I'm just going on to see if we have to do that at this meeting, or we can do that at next meeting.
what do they do by?
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think it's May 1st, I can't remember. Okay, so let's move on to
I
review.
believe they do May 2nd,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah,
So
It
that
has to be, they have to receive it by unless you vote in person.
That
Because I mailed mine just before I left.
That would mean this meeting then.
that would be this meeting,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The annual membership meeting is Thursday, May 1st.
yeah. Okay, so
Oh, anyway.
we have to review the minutes from April 7th. That's our next thing on here. Has anybody looked at it?
Yeah.
Okay. You have,
I have a couple of suggestions.
okay,
So, thank you for adopting the standardized bold for motions and
Just lots of bold names.
lots of bold, yes.
Lots of bold.
In this one, and including the voting results, and it passed unanimously. Down at the bottom, the motion, well, first of all, after we entered executive session at 7:24 PM, then there needs to be a note saying that we exited the executive session, so that indicates that we made the vote in open session, which we did.
Okay, hang
And-
on 1 second, I just need to find where, okay, so the meeting reconvened at what time?
Well, since we adjourned at 7:37 PM, if it's not on the recording, usually we try to say on the recording what time it was, but I think 7:35 PM would be a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
And then, and I don't have these.
right, that, yeah.
Pardon?
What's that? No, that is confusing, that,
Right,
executive session, right,
right.
okay, yeah.
And I wouldn't say we reconvened, I'd say that the select board exited executive session at 7:35 PM.
Okay.
Because we were convened, we were in executive session.
Yeah,
And then the motion itself, that may have been the way I made the motion, to authorize the select board chair to sign the 2 contracts. However, for the purpose of the minutes, it would be helpful to refer to the names of the contracts.
yeah, specific number,
Yeah,
just AIA,
yeah,
and then the number, they're both different.
right,
One's at 213, the other's something.
right. Do you want me
Or
to email
200.
those to you?
No, I'll get them from the website.
Gen
Okay,
yeah,
okay, good.
Thank
And
you.
then, yeah, and then normally I wouldn't care about this, but since you're working at this part of the document anyway, the motion to adjourn, if you could spell my name correctly there. then-
yeah.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that one.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything else?
Motion to accept the minutes with changes mentioned, or amendments, changes, whatever.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 The ayes appear to have it, they do have it. The minutes are passed from April 7th. Public comment? Do we have public here? Nothing on the screen? Okay, no one's interested in what we're doing. 635, Better Roads and MRGP letter of intent. That is our, what's MG, what is it? RP,
Municipal roads.
Municipal Roads something, something,
Grant program.
grant program, right here. Grants and aid program, actually. So we need a motion to have someone sign it. It could be Jen or myself. We have it here. Letter of intent,
It's in your pile.
it's right here.
Okay. I move to authorize the select board chair to sign the Better Roads and MRGP letter of intent.
Second.
Yeah, it's this one here. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes appear to have it, they do have it. The next item, discussion regarding town garage. So I got a quick question here, Jen. We have two letters, this is a letter of intent, and this is a letter of intent.
One is for a grant for road funding.
Yep.
The other one is for doing the inventory of the road. So there's 7,900 available for us to hire someone to do all the inventory of the roads.
Yep.
So this is looking at each segment.
Yep.
And saying each segment's health, and then we record it in a map on an app.
But we need a motion to sign that.
Yep.
And that's not in our agenda. I don't see it anyway.
Thought we just did it.
Do we just do
I can add it in.
I had it
No.
both Better Roads and MRG.
Oh, I see, I
Which is
see.
what Carl said.
It's two. That agenda is for two.
it? Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the motion should be to sign the letters of intent, is that right?
Yes,
Okay. Thank you.
But you mentioned both the Better Roads and the other grants.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, that was mentioned
Got
in the
it.
motion, as you pointed
got
out.
it.
Letters should be in
I
the
was,
plural.
I was confused. I thought it was just for one.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Today's the 21st?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, and that one's signed. Okay, discussion regarding town garage. Motion to initiate process to discontinue Old Templeton Road right of way. So, there should be a map. We have a map.
Right here.
Yeah, so that shows up somewhere as the old road, but no one seems to have any memory of the old road. But to make this lot,
At least not in the last 85 years.
right, we need to let this right away go bye-bye,
Mhm.
okay? I mean, it goes right through the fire department, building, the town garage, the salt shed, so that needs to go, you know, be discontinued, basically. So, I guess we need a motion to initiate that's what it says here, to initiate process. They've already started. Oh, they haven't done the paperwork, but they're making the map. Yeah, the survey. Okay.
I'll
So-
make a motion that we start the process for discontinuation of the right-of-way that goes through the fire station, the town garage, and the salt shed
On Old Templeton Road.
on Old Templeton Road.
Thank you.
Does this have to be like a formality to let the public know what's going on?
Yes.
So I'll second the motion and then we can discuss it.
You got a second?
Yeah,
Okay, any further discussion?
we can answer his question.
Yeah,
And yes, you do.
yeah,
Okay, so it's gotta be what, warned for 30 days or 2 weeks or something in case somebody has an issue?
Yeah,
I believe
but
it's
public
30
hearings.
days.
Has to be a
Right,
public hearing
That's what I
and I don't remember whether there's public notice, but,
There is.
If somebody requests it, you have to have a site visit.
and the interested
I've
parties
been through
need to
this a
be,
couple times.
the interested parties need to be notified and I was reading that the town is the only interested party.
okay, thank you.
yeah, because the town abuts
Uh-huh, on both sides?
Yep.
Yeah,
both
okay.
sides.
You do.
And do we need to establish a right of way where the road actually is?
No.
Because we already have that? Okay. Yeah, good.
Okay, so, any further questions about the discontinuing of the old Templeton right-of-way?
So this is going to result in us publishing, having a public hearing that nobody will come to, and then.
You got it.
then
Yeah,
can
but we
vote.
need to get it done.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What is the lead time? Can we have a public hearing before our next select
No.
board meeting?
30
Please
days.
notice
30 days.
Is it the end of 30 days?
Yeah, so
Okay.
no sooner than May 2nd, which is
Okay.
a Wednesday.
Okay.
Wait a minute, no, May 2nd is more than 30 days, less than 30
No,
days from now.
yeah, that's
Oh,
not
I was
30
gonna
days.
say, it's
May
May
21st.
22nd.
May 21st
Mm,
would be 30 days, because April's a short month.
Yeah. But we can do it at the beginning of a select board meeting, right?
Should be able
I would hope so.
Well, our next select board meeting is in May, would be the 19th, so it's gotta be the first one in June, I guess.
Hmm.
Well, we may have to
Second,
call,
May.
we may have to call a special meeting just because we need to move this process along because we're gonna start construction.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do the contractors refuse to work if it's a right
No,
of way?
the problem is the state permits.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
That's the
This
problem.
could hold us up, actually,
This could hold us up.
okay.
unfortunately.
So, May 21st.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
So special meeting on May
I'm
21st?
thinking,
Okay.
I might
Which
be,
is a Wednesday.
Mhm.
I might have to zoom
Okay.
in.
yeah, I
What
might
time
have to
do you
call
want
in, who knows?
What time?
10 o'clock at night. No, I'll be nice, 9 o'clock. I don't know what time.
Why don't you do it 5 o'clock and whoever can show up?
5 o'clock is not gonna happen, buddy.
It's gonna take
Try.
10 minutes, right?
Take a few
We'll
minutes.
all be on, we can all be on virtually.
We'll figure out the time, I mean, as we get closer, I mean, what,
We have to publish it though.
Okay.
we
Right,
have to publish it right now?
Yes.
that's part of the 30 days.
That's part
Oh,
of the
as
30
part of
days.
that warning
Yeah.
or whatever, okay.
Make it
See?
6,
See?
Make it 6,
7.
7,
Doesn't
Make it
make any
7.
difference to me.
make it 7,
7 o'clock, okay.
yeah, I can stand that. Okay. Good discussion, actually.
Yeah,
The deconstruction bidding, I'll get you up to speed on that.
wait a minute, maybe we should vote?
Oh, we haven't voted? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. The ayes appear to have, they do have it. You're right. It was a long night last night, my cows got out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some of you went in the woods. Like, this is crazy.
Why did they wanna get away? What's so bad at the farm?
Well, you know, I'll tell you what happened. Two cows were in heat, and when they get in heat, a lot of times they ride each other.
Yeah.
One cow jumps on top of the other, and when they get that there,
Yeah,
so they went right through 3 fences,
Oh,
riding
man.
each other.
oh
And
man.
the fences aren't in the best of shape right now for the
Uh-huh.
winter, you know? And when they do that, other cows follow them.
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And then, but some of the cows were staying in the barn, others were out in the field.
Yeah.
Of course, when all that happens, the cows are in the barn,
Get
they
curious.
start mooing,
Yeah.
especially when they see cows running up and down the road. So they're running up and down the road with their tails up in the air, and the other cows are bellowing. You cannot sleep. Yeah.
Did any of the cats jump over the moon or just?
Well, I was kind of hoping they'd jump out of the moon and stay there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, not really.
How many people on ATVs did it take to?
Oh, we were just in cars, but what happens is some of the guys that work for me were partying away in the shop at midnight, 1 o'clock, so we grabbed them because taking a lot of warm bodies, the only problem is a lot of them had a few too many beers. It wasn't that helpful, but some of them were really helpful. So, it was like, are there cows down on Kelton Road? Oh, are there cows on Hammer Hill? Oh, they're all over the place. Yeah, it's spring fever too. So anyway, all right, okay, so I'm gonna go on to deconstruction. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what's going on. Is a lot of materials, there's sections of roof, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Richard Hall expressed interest. I said, let me go over the building and see what we got. So I went up, looked it all over, and he said, I will not pay any money for any of it. I
Okay.
said, well, that's not really fair.
Mm.
You know, I'm gonna put it out to the townspeople.
Yeah.
So, and I said, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'd like to put it out to bid. Buy either pieces
Mm-hmm.
or the lump sum.
Okay.
So, Jen and I and Andy Shapiro have crafted up 3 separate posts on Front Porch Forum, because keep refining the process here.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought about the roof pods. We decided to keep 2 of the sections of roof
Okay.
to go over the containers that are up there in the yard, because they're old and it'd be nice to put a shed over the containers,
Yeah.
and the trusses will work great.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna use a bunch of the other lumber to line the salt shed, because salt is
Yep.
sitting up on top of the walls. And the trusses have gotten damaged by trucks dumping, so we're gonna
Mm.
keep some of the 2x4s and 2x6s to reinforce the trusses.
Okay,
So some of the lumber's gonna get used on site to
Yeah.
reinforce the buildings and fix everything up.
Yeah.
So the rest of the lumber, there was 6 sections of roof. And, I thought, well, if someone bought them all would be the best thing, because not too many people wanna build a building that's only 10 feet wide, because they're in 10-foot sections. So, I decided to give preference to someone that bought all of them.
okay,
So if we got someone that came along and say, we'll give you a couple thousand for all of them,
Yeah.
they get preference over people buying one piece at a time.
yeah,
And then, the rest of the materials, I went up today and itemized them all, put that on front porch forum, 6 of this and 20 of this and blah,
that's
blah,
great.
blah. So we did it, so there'll be lots, basically, of each material,
Mm-hmm,
but someone could bid on all of it too.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how it goes. But I wanted to do that to clarify everything that was going on.
sounds like a lot of work,
It was,
yeah,
It
thank
is.
you.
but that's okay.
Thank you, the front porch
Okay.
forum, John, looks really good.
And the other thing that I did was, there's a lot of scrap pieces up there, so I put that out there for free sugar wood or free firewood.
Mm.
And someone, myself,
Mhm.
they go up there with a payloader and
Yeah.
put it in a dump truck, that way it keeps it out of the landfill.
Right,
Right, and it's good wood
mm-hmm,
for purposes like that. Everyone's sugars around here, and
Yeah.
someone might just scuff it up, which would be great.
yeah,
It doesn't have to go in the dumpster,
yeah,
which saves the town money and uses it. So it looks really good up there.
excellent,
It is gonna cost a neighborhood of $50,000.
uh-huh,
That's the estimate we got today. It's a little over 50.
okay,
But, we'll get some bids on the materials.
Mhm.
I'll bid on some of it, so we'll be able to defray that by a bit,
yeah,
And the other thing about it is just, it's a great use.
resource, yeah,
Right. And Richard was like, well, it's all gonna go in the dumpster if someone doesn't buy it. I said, someone's gonna buy it.
mm,
Yeah, I'll buy it, whatever. But, we just can't just give it away if
Mhm.
we've got people that would pay for something.
absolutely,
So,
good call,
there was a little bit of pushback there.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
a little surprised that he was resistant.
Was
Because when I
what?
talked to him, he wasn't resistant.
To pay? He
As
was
long
gonna,
as it was reasonable.
it's reasonable.
Right.
Well, now it's a bid.
Which I thought was reasonable.
It's a bid now, so it's gonna be, it probably won't be the 1/3 process, 1/3, but maybe someone will bid that much. But
Right.
I kinda doubt it. I think it's gonna be less than that. But we'll see.
one,
Because there are some costs associated with moving it, especially the
Okay.
trusses.
Absolutely.
They're gonna be hard to move. So,
Is the crane still there to load?
no, that's why I was trying to push it through in a few days, because the crane could have just taken them off the building onto a lowboy. But I
Right.
couldn't, because Andy was like, well, that's not enough time for people to bid, it was only a few days. I'm like, okay, then we're gonna have to be creative when we're loading.
Yeah.
There's 2 lulls there. We'll see. I have some ideas of how to load.
I'm sure you can do it. It's
Yes,
just whether they'll be in one piece when you get done.
I think I can do it. but
if those
we'll see.
Easter Island statues could be.
So that was Richard's thing, well, it's
transported for miles,
gonna,
then
Richard's, it's gonna
probably
cost me
load.
money and this and that. Well, give me some bid. It doesn't have to be that much.
Right.
This is what I told him. I said, you don't have to bid that much. I said, I'm probably gonna bid on it, and it won't be that high. And if you wanna bid, go for it. It's not, you can bid $1,000, whatever.
Right.
He wouldn't bid anything. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, well,
that's the way it goes. Right?
yep,
That's the way it goes.
absolutely.
He said, my builder says it wasn't worth anything, but I'd like to get it for free. Well, okay. So that's how that discussion's gone.
Yeah,
It's going really well. It'll be down by Friday, and the materials will go after a while. Okay. Any other questions?
no,
Okay. Warrants. They're right here. I've already looked them over. Mr. Adnan?
Can we do
I
the
haven't
liquor
looked them over.
licenses?
Okay, there you go.
thank you,
I've signed them.
So,
What's that?
can we do the
I mean-
liquor licenses?
Yeah, let's do them.
I mean, I have looked them over, but.
Then you look at all the additions. You wanna do Fox Market?
Yeah, they have a first class, a second class, and an outdoor consumption, same as last year.
Okay. We need a motion to have you approve it?
To have, usually the motion reads something to the effect of to authorize the clerk to process
Yeah,
the first class, second class, and
Very
outdoor
good.
consumption licenses for
Yeah.
Fox Market.
yeah,
That one, so moved.
I like that.
Yeah.
Second, whatever.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen.
The ayes appear to have it. You wanna do the lister's request for Apex sketching software update for 655 for 2 computers? Okay. Does anybody have anything to say about this? Cause I do not.
I have strong opinions about
Okay,
it. No.
Mr. Brazier?
I'm good.
Mr. Hess, you don't usually have strong opinions about this type of thing, but you're welcome
I
to
do
vent.
not, and it's only $260 next year, so I make a motion to approve the, whatever, $600 and something for
655.
$655, thank you, for the listers stuff they need.
Okay,
I'll second it.
very well worded motion, by the way. You're
Thank
seconding?
you, thank you.
Yeah.
Just-
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 So, we should go in executive session for that. Let's do that at the end. How about the WEC candidates?
Yes, so apologize for not sending out anything ahead of time about
That's
this,
fine.
but we have, I'm just looking at the
Oh.
current issue of Currents, and we have 5 people running for, I believe, 3 positions.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds right.
and in the past, we have voted to exercise the town's vote for those people who live in East Montpelier, unless we have reason to have reservations about them, and then others that we knew that
Yeah.
we thought would do a good job.
Right.
So,
Who are the 5? I read
so the
it.
5 are Susan Alexander. She is an incumbent, and she lives outside of East Montpelier.
Lives in Cabot, maybe? Or?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And Betsy Allen, she is an incumbent, and she lives somewhere. Her grandchildren live in Atlanta.
Oh,
She built a home in East Hardwick. Now she lives in Plainfield. Ian Buchanan lives on Sparrow Farm Road in East Montpelier, and he is not an incumbent apparently. He has run before. Stephen Farnham is an incumbent. He lives in Plainfield. We voted for him before. And Bill Powell is not an incumbent, has worked at Washington Electric for decades, and lives in Calais.
oh, I don't know. I'd like to get Bill Powell.
I certainly think, I mean, I voted and I looked through the ballot, obviously, a little less, but at least to support the East Montpelier person,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Would be kind of, we didn't, I mean, not that they would, well, I guess, would this be public? Yeah, this is all public, right?
our discussion right now is public. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are you suggesting?
Ian Buchanan.
Yeah, the woman that lives in East Montpelier. I mean,
Yeah.
the credentials all look pretty good, I didn't see any outliers.
This is a man who lives in East Montpelier. Ian is
I'm
his
sorry.
name.
Yeah, okay.
And Bill Powell? Are you supporting Bill Powell?
Well, I'm just making the suggestion that it is a resident of our town.
Bill Powell
Bill
is
Powell's
a
in
resident
Calais.
of Calais.
But I think he's be super great on there, personally. Knows the business.
Certainly has a
really well.
lot of knowledge.
He has a lot of
knowledge. Yeah.
Smart guy. Okay, so Ian Buchanan, I can get in line on that one. And I don't know, if anybody else has any strong thoughts on the rest?
I've worked with Susan Alexander, and she's really good.
I think she's really good
Yeah,
myself.
and I worked with Stephen Varnum, and he is very enthusiastic about it, and has a lot of good thoughts about the board, and he'll bring some ideas that other folks on the board
Yeah,
don't have.
Tom? What are you thinking?
I think those 2 would be good.
Which ones? But yeah, I have to have 3.
No, you don't have to. No,
Yeah.
no more than 3.
You can,
I don't know any of the
you can
others.
bullet vote.
Okay, but who are you suggesting?
I was suggesting the one that used to work with you and Bill Powell.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 that I have any knowledge of.
So Susan Alexander, Bill Powell,
Yeah.
and then Ian Buchanan.
That's
because
kind of
he's
where
an
I
East
am,
Montpelier
but I
resident.
have nothing against Steve Farnham
Yeah.
either, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
He just asked me
Yeah,
about the other guy from East Montpelier.
Yeah.
Ian Buchanan.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
who he
me
is.
either. But I do favor somebody in town.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Susan Alexander, Ian Buchanan, and Bill Powell, but I have nothing against Steve Farnham.
Uh-huh.
I don't know anything about Petsy Alley.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I like Stephen Farnham, but,
Yeah.
I like these others as well.
so do I,
Yeah.
right. So, what do we have? Just one vote from the town office?
One
As a
vote
town.
for
Town.
three candidates, up to three
Yeah.
candidates, yes.
Okay, so,
Per account.
so we can send in the ballot with what we just said. Do we need a motion?
We probably should,
Okay,
yeah.
let's make a motion to have Susan Alexander, Ian Buchanan, and Bill Powell.
Okay,
So moved.
okay, second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Easy cheesy. So I think the only piece of additional business that we have is the offers for the Hudson property, and that should be an executive session.
Okay,
Should we do the town administrator report? Yeah, let's do it. Before you fall asleep,
Okay,
before I fall asleep.
so, we posted a solar project RFP for the town garage, and bids are due by May 15th, Thursday by 12 p.m. We should have a contract for Efficiency Vermont, for the incentives for the town garage. For the EECGB Dream Grant, we're still crafting the sub-grant agreement, and we're waiting on CWF and Energy Committee feedback on that. For the FEMA disasters and FEMA projects, we have 12 out of 12 are obligated status now, and we're creating one more project for Horn on the Moon long-term construction in the grants portal. As far as Sodom Pond culvert replacement project, we received the approved wetland permit, and it was recorded on 4/21. And we also received the construction vendor contract signed on 4/18, so that one's ready to go, to start construction. For Horn of the Moon project, we're still waiting for the permits. I have received today the FEMA contract template to use on that one. We have the preliminary plans from Du Bois and King, and we're doing the crafting the RFP bidding documents. That's in process, and the soil boring is scheduled for next Thursday, which is May 1st. So the road will be closed May 1st. For the Hudson House, we have it listed. We received the Mylar from Chase and Chase on 4/11, and we received offers today. NEMREC reappraisal contract was signed. Website administration, the core staff was provided access and trained at the last staff meeting. For ethics training, a reminder email was sent to all the required parties by the town clerk on 4/16. For the deputy town health officer, Seth Gardner will fill in for Zoe Christensen for the summer. And we're still recruiting for the EMD, Emergency Management Director, with a $1,500 a year stipend. And we have the LHMP and the LEMP drafts. They're in process and are in the process of being finalized.
Yeah, Jen and I met with Sid Pollock and, who's the other guy?
Keith Kuban.
Keith Kuban on the 17th for a couple hours and went over the plans, filled in the blanks and blah, blah, blah. Yes, ma'am.
In order to have a deputy town health officer, you
Yeah.
folks need to make a motion for that so that we can
That's
have it
why,
in the meeting.
that's why I put it on here actually, because I figured you might have to. I couldn't just say I'd do it. Which,
I'll make a motion to appoint or elect Seth Gardner for top health duty.
Deputy Town Health Officer,
Deputy Town Health Officer.
second.
I like my.
Any further discussion? I'm gonna abstain. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 3 affirmatives and 1 abstention.
Congratulations, Seth.
Oh, thank you so much. Hopefully no one calls.
Yeah,
But I thought I'd do it because I've done it before and Rosie and I usually can
And it's a lot
Kima.
easier now that you don't have the rentals to deal
Right,
with.
it's a lot fewer duties than it used to be. And hopefully it's always be back quick.
Thank you for doing that, seriously.
Yeah,
No, no problem. I love it. Okay. I don't think we have any, what's that?
No, it says about time you did something around here.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to ask Rosie quick about the, you called the police and they got towed that truck away?
I called the state police administrative line and I had to leave a message. Nobody was available to
Oh.
answer the phone. I gave them all the information that we have, including I gave them the New Hampshire and the Washington plate that's on the trailer over there
Right.
as well.
Yeah,
Told them if they have any questions to call me tomorrow.
okay.
This
The
is
truck's
something-
been over there for months.
okay.
Black Chevy truck. And
Yeah, it's
they
been-
had the wheels off it for a while.
A
Uh-huh.
long time.
And then they put the wheels back on it, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna move it, and then I went over the other day, and one of the tires is flat, and there's a sleeping bag in the back seat, and the door was locked, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
I
This
think
thing-
I think they're living there.
I think they're living there and it needs to go bye-bye.
Okay.
Where is this truck?
It's right across the
Right
parking lot.
across the road.
There's been a camper there parked suspiciously too for days on end, it was gone,
This
gone
morning.
today. It was
What's-
there all weekend.
What's the process for getting something towed from our property?
If it's considered abandoned property, we can call Vermont State Police and they will take responsibility for it. This will be the second time this year we've actually had to use that process. As far as evicting people from campers, I don't know what that process is, other
Okay.
than Seth going over and strongly.
That's what I did last
Right, right,
I
okay.
went talked to them and they moved.
Okay. What does it mean to be considered abandoned? Is there a process you have to go through for that, or?
They asked me last time if it's been there for at least 3 weeks.
I was
Okay.
just gonna say 3 to 5 weeks.
It's been there 3 months.
Yeah, that truck has been
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
all winter.
So we have, and I spoke to Guthrie about it, that car that's up on our property in
Is
that right away.
Is that on the trailhead?
Yeah.
I called the Vermont State Police about that 2 months ago. They haven't taken care of it.
Okay, according to Guthrie, it's some kid who lives in Callis who claims he's gonna come back and get it. I spoke to Guthrie about it, I don't know, a month and a half ago. I have not spoken to him since.
When
But
I,
he seems to know who it was. Some kid was driving it and on the way back from school or college and it
It
died.
broke down or something.
when I
So-
spoke with the police, they knew who the person was and said that they have a habit of abandoning vehicles.
The one up
Oh,
there,
awesome.
Hmm.
the one up there.
We're talking about off Templeton Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to know who owns this one, but, I mean, cause it's been there.
Well, I gave them the license plate number, but whether that's still the owner or not, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
You don't know whether it is or not.
Who knows? It's not in very good shape. Windshield's broken, tires flat. We might be living in it, but anyway. Just thought we'd update everybody on that process.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, it's getting to be daily check-ins down here, to be honest with you. There's so much going on.
Hmm.
So I drive by here a lot, but still,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
maybe I don't have to stop today. It's good.
Mm,
But it is busy with the town garage stuff. It's kind of busy.
yeah.
But that's fine. Things are moving along, but like Tom was saying, this thing could hold us up on the warning, the notice.
I'm hoping that the surveyor worded it in such a way that this, because nobody, I'm telling you, people that are almost 90 years old have never known that right away to be there.
Now, we're supposed to do a site inspection, aren't we, according to this?
Well, if somebody requests it.
Oh, okay. We'll just say I've already done one. So, but if anybody wants to swing by there and look, but you're not gonna see him.
So I think we have to notify Haynes, don't we, because he abuts it?
According to Jim Barlow, he said that we were the only ones.
Not according to the map. I believe Eddie Haynes is in a butter to it.
Who is?
Eddie Haynes lives in the old, what I call the gardener place, on the backside of the pond.
That looks like that to me too. I mean, can't hurt to notify them, right?
Lands of Edward Haynes.
And isn't Carol Witham across the road? Witham?
Carroll's across the road, but there is a road in between.
Okay, so we're good.
So I think we're good there. I don't
I was just
think that-
wondering, because of the old deed, but
I don't know, I'm not a lawyer.
me either.
All I know is usually if there's a road in between the right of way and other land, you don't have to notify them because they're not a true abutter.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. I'm not a lawyer either. I have no idea.
But
But that makes sense.
Edward Haynes is definitely not.
Edward Haynes
Sure, looks
definitely
like it
has
to
to
me.
be
Sure,
notified.
looks like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what the lawyer's talking about,
No.
but.
And like I said, if the lawyer's right and we're wrong, then it doesn't hurt anything to notify Haynes.
I'm pretty sure we're right.
What about the lands of Templeton Properties LLC? What's
Well,
that?
that looks like
So
that,
that's Bruce.
that's right at the beginning of where the right of way veers off from the
So
actual
he
current
probably
road.
should be.
He's kind of in a butter, really, I mean.
Yeah, he would be considered in a butter also,
Even if it meets at a corner?
I think so.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't
I
hurt.
believe so.
Yeah.
I know that anytime, so I've got some property that, on mine, that there's just a corner there.
Uh-huh,
But anytime I have to do anything, I have to.
Yeah,
notify
okay.
them.
Yeah,
That's all I can tell you.
okay.
sounds like that's good, very good. All right, we just want to make sure we do the process
Correct.
Yeah, we don't
correctly,
wanna do
so we
it.
can go through it
Yeah.
as quickly as possible.
Yep.
All right, so I think that we're ready to go in executive session to discuss that
To discuss the contract.
contract, yeah.
Yep. So
Yep.
let me see if I can get a motion.
Is it
I have a
under,
motion to enter executive session for the purposes of discussing a contract pursuant to 1 VSA, section 313A1.
Yeah, so I would like to move, before that,
Okay.
to, that the select board finds premature general public knowledge of a contract to be discussed would clearly place the select board or a person involved at a substantial disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second.
all those in favor, please say aye.
I, and
Yeah, we have to,
then I move to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing a contract pursuant to VSA 313A1A.
Second.
all those in favor, please say aye.
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 And it is
And you can take the wording from the previous minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
7:09.
Yep.